Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue our entry level to Megabase, where we are still working towards our 4K science. So if you can remember, a few episodes ago I talked about our power situation and how bad it would be if we ran out of power and went dark. And look at that, that is actually something that might be a serious issue at the moment, and that is because our steam engines is completely maxed out, and our solar can't supply enough. So this episode, at least in the beginning, we'll have to do an emergency setup of of a bit of steam engine and get even more solar up and running. That is quite important. I kind of got my car down south, so let's just go down and get that. Then we'll go up top, gather up some steam engines and the other things we need, and then go down south to set up that and pretty much also set up some more solar. Because look at this, that is not a blinking you want to see. And that is what happens if you expand a bit too fast. So here and here. Let's get two more down as we go, to at least get the power running. And then we can go and collect the things we need for the steam power, since that is still very much a part of our base. So let's go up this way. Let's see, I'm just going to go out here on the main bus so we don't drive into things we don't want to hit. Hopefully don't drive into things we don't want to hit. Ooh, that's a lot of pipes. Ooh, there we are. Let's go all the way over here and gather up some steam engines among other things. So thank you. And let's gather these and pretty much also start to make him at our robot mall down south. That is actually quite important. So here we go. Don't have any belts on me. That is actually something I'll have to get. If we look at our storage here, we do have, let's see, 400, that should be enough. So if we just pick those up on the way, we should be good. Luckily I kind of know where they're at. Should be right here. So let's see, belts, come with me. There's a ton of solar here, that's fine. Get you as well. And get a few splitters and maybe some undergrounds might be good. And here I thought I had no use for them anymore, and how wrong was I? Oh, and where is our... I saw a few pumps. There we are. So that should be all we need to set it up down south. Might have to get a few power poles as well. There we are. So emergency setup, because the sun will go down in just a minute, and then we will be in serious trouble. Oops. So go little car, it is a race against the sun, because that is actually not good. And I did warn myself about it, but yeah. It's one thing what you say and tell people to remember not to do. It's another to show them in person what can go wrong if if you don't watch it. So here we are. We'll need a second line down, or maybe this one can't supply enough. Seems like we're almost consuming what it can handle. So let's just take down a second line, or at least just drag down a third one right here. There we go. We can always switch them over if needed. And then let's just set up the next one right here, because look at that. That is not good. So do we have a solar panel set up? Probably not. So let's just take this one. That looks mighty fine for what I need. So somewhere around here I think would be good. And you can go this way. And down. Then we need 2 pumps. You can just be... That's annoying. That can be 1 and 2. And here we go. And the other one for right here. They actually line up a lot better, but we kind of need to take it this way. And say 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we are. That should give us a bit more power. Hopefully get us through the night and get the rest set up. So that is a bit more than we already have. And that is enough to at least get us to equilibrium. Is that what it's called? Probably not. But at least giving us... Oh, look at that. We can't supply enough from this little patch. So, yeah, we pretty much maxed out how much power we can get from this little source. So, solar it is. Holy moly, we're using a lot of power. And the same is kind of going on here. So yeah, solar is the way to go. Luckily, that is exactly what I've prepared for. Saying that as we have 2.5k of those, but still missing accumulators. That is being made as we speak. So let's start to stamp down a lot of things. Now that we're here anyway, we can do it in person. We'll make it a lot easier to do. So here, here, and you'll just kind of expand down in a nice orderly fashion. Please stop that. Expand here, right there. And then we'll just continue down until we hit a nice big open area where we can spread out our solar panels. So at least this means we will have more than enough power in the day. We just kind of need to make the accumulators to support this as well. There we are. Wow, that's gonna be a lot for our robots to do, but luckily it will give us coverage all the way down here, since we do have one, what's it called, radar in every blueprint. So yeah, get to work, robots. We will need it very desperately. And do we even have enough roboports? Yeah, we have 101. Hopefully that will fix itself. Yeah, just accumulators missing, but that we can live with for a little while. But then again, that will also save our coal for these. At least for the foreseeable future. So solar fields, we will need hundreds upon hundreds of solar fields to make this megabase our reality. And right now we are already starting to tax quite a bit of it. So that's quite fun. Yeah, we'll kind of have to see what we'll do with all these resources when we empty out these. Hopefully far into the future. Here we see the new added ones. Ooh, and then the solar power kicking in, helping. So that is actually looking quite good. Yeah, Yeah, that is fine. So while those build, we will just have to figure out what we do in terms of power and what the next thing is we build. Accumulator is still going, and that is our main thing. We could also go into some nuclear power at some point, but I think we still need to do a bit of research to get to that. And we might actually want to set up Coveract enrichment process to get that done. But if I activate this, we will start our entire factory up north. And I'm not sure I'm ready to do that just yet. Could get this one just to get it done, because then we know we have the things we need. So how is our things looking? What are we lacking other than accumulators? Heavy oil, batteries, flying rubber frames, because we always do. And is all of these running? They are, no issues, that's perfect. So are we at a point where I'll just have to watch this through one night if we can survive with what we have. And I think we can, but I'd rather not risk too much at this stage. These are a bit behind, but that is expected. That is how we set it up. So that is fine. This is running full speed, pretty much, missing a bit of sulfuric acid. Could expand this one, pretty much just flipping it like this to have more output. We'll line up here, we just have to move a few things around, and I think that is what we're gonna do for now. There we are. Please remove these, that one, all of this, and then we'll just do here and here. That connects up correctly, then we'll just need to flip you to there and there. That looks quite good. That will give us more sulfuric acid, and then we can just jump the water down. The same with the petroleum. So water here, and petroleum will kind of have to go a bit differently. Please take, oh, there we are. Please take some of those and some of the normal pipe. So then we will do here, and oh, not like that. So that will be like that is what I'm trying to do. And here, and there we are. They'll go down this way. Probably missing the construction of these. There we go. Here, here. And then we should be good. Missing a power pole, it seems, there. And there we are. That is just missing the water. Why is water not coming through? Because we are not outputting enough as is with one of these. So we'll have to do a bit of a transfusion, adding more water to the system. So let's do it. We can add it right here, should be fine. And that's the problem with flying things in by barrel, is that we have a natural limitation on how much throughput we can have. Of course, we can upgrade these to the next tier. And we have quite a bit in storage, so it might be one we want to do here and there. then hopefully we can supply the water we need for all of this. Oh. You have no power. So we'll have to give that some power. Where do you get the power from? Right there, it seems. So, there. That is looking good. The power can hold through the night, because our solar slowly keeps climbing up the ladder. And what about what we're producing here? We will need... What about stack inserters? Bit expensive, but gonna be quite necessary quite soon. Also should get production up and running in terms of getting these running. Please request that. Do the same for chemical plants. And let's just set up the stack inserters as well to future-proof ourselves a bit. Oh, that was a lot of requesting. Please slow that down a small amount here, little dude. Other than that, it is fine. We'll just use a bit of resources to fill up the buffer of these things, so when we build things, we don't have to wait. That is kind of what I'm going for. So that is looking good. How's it looking with our solar down here? Wow, look at that. That expanding out at a nice pace. Means we'll start to build the next part, going into these, and just continuing down. Giving us more and more power. So that means that our power situation, at least for now, is solved, but we'll have to keep an eye on that situation to make sure it doesn't run into issues. Right here, the issue is pretty much just the power we're flying in, or power, the watt we're flying in. We can most definitely not supply enough, so we'll have to put in more and more of these. Or, as you can see here, one of the issues is actually we can't get them in fast enough. So that will also give us a bit more. As soon as they get upgraded with the stack inserters we are starting to make. So that is perfect. Nothing to complain about here. In terms of robots, we are almost at 4K and almost 1K construction, and that is always nice. As soon as we hit all the accumulators, we should be home free in terms of power, hopefully. But I'll still like to keep an eye on our Steam. It's still running quite fast. But then again, it wants to run. If you didn't know, by the way, Steam will always produce, even though you have an accumulator charge. This is always your last resort in case firstly solar can't keep up, then Steam can't keep up, and then you'll go down to accumulator charge. So if you want to make sure that it takes the accumulator charge first, you'll kind of have to do a bit of circuitry where you say if the accumulator is below some point, these will turn off. Or pretty much the water will turn off or disconnect these from the network. There's a few different ways to do it. Each has their drawbacks and their strengths. So I might try that sometime in the future. But yeah, just so you guys know, there is ways to do it. So let's see around our base. This one is going at a somewhat, it's a decent pace, but it's going. That is going into our batteries. That's gonna be needed for all the accumulators. So that is pretty much what's our main issue right now. Because we aren't getting enough petroleum in, yeah, we have almost 400 something being delivered. So that's everything that can be in one of these chests. So we can't get it any faster unless we put in a second one to request. Output wise, are they getting enough? No. But since the water is lacking anyway, that might not be that big of a deal. But yeah, at least they're going now. Let's just get us. There we are. And get them a few upgrades. So we'll just leave this for now. It will produce some of the sulfur we need. Also sulfuric acid even, and sulfur. So should we soon add lights? That is still a bit of a no, because we can barely keep the power on as is. So yeah, solar power is something you can't joke with when building a megabase, because it does require an insane amount. There's a lot of things here, good over here as well. So that is actually not too shabby. As you can see, they're slowly going. How many are we producing per minute? I just want to see when we are done with filling them up. Let's see, accumulators. There we are. About 50 a minute. That is not too bad. But I'm guessing it's still the batteries that's holding us up. But 50 diesel minutes, taking 5 batteries each. That means we're making 250 batteries a minute at the moment. And hopefully that'll be enough, because as soon as this filled up, we have a nice big buffer. And that is pretty much all I'm looking for at the moment. That is good, that is good. We can't really expand this out anymore unless we add more of these to the system. Because they do take quite a lot of water. So if we add one more to this system, we can't even output enough petroleum yet, and that's because the input is not good enough. But we are producing enough down here. Oh, I want to put down, and please do that for me, so we can actually see what's going on. So if you look here, petroleum is filling up. Only picking up 200. Why is it not picking up any more when we have requests for more than that? Should we fix it this way? A second one to request? Oh, it's... no, that's not why. Oh, we have 2 places they pick up from. Is that correct then? There's here... we should have more places for them to pick up then, because something is most definitely not picking up fast enough. Looks strange. Not quite sure why. One of you guys probably know, and hopefully you can tell me. Heavy oil is also being used around the base, so that is not even going into this one. It's pretty much just light oil that we are not cracking fast enough. So this setup is not enough to handle that. And that is something that's actually a bit of an issue, and something we'll have to work on solving in the future. But let's just remove this one. And we could get this one. But I'd rather go the solar route to save our UPS in the future. That's just a bit of future proofing is what I'm trying to do. So what is the next thing our base should want? Right now we have our power being produced, nice and steady. We do have a lot of science we need to set up, but I'm still holding a bit off on that until our base can handle it. Steel, copper and iron is easily holding up. Might be because we have some flowing in from the old base, but so far it is looking quite good. So what should we craft? Oh, I can see I have double made something of both of these. That was my mistake. Sorry about that. Oh, that gave us a lot more. So let's just take you out and empty this one. The same here. Take you out and all of those. And then we'll just throw them in here quickly. Stop. And the same with this one. So now we have more than enough. That was a bit silly I did that. So we could set up this. Oh, we could also set up concrete to move around a bit faster. I will need a ton of water, and slowly crafting it might be fine. You could also set up beacons, but that is something, as we talked about before, that'll be a bit of an issue. Even using productivity will start to be an issue in terms of power consumption, since they are quite expensive in terms of power, or it will turn it into quite an expensive thing. So how should we continue? I didn't fill them barrels yet. We're using so many things around the base. That is very nice. Consume more than we're producing. Consuming more than we're producing of that will turn into an issue. As soon as we hit the corner down here. So that could be a place we should start to try and use beacons, but yeah, let's just hold off a bit on that. And that is completely filled up, so we can actually expand that out. But I think I'll save that for next episode. It's been enough of me rambling about where to go yet, or what to do next even. So let's just give me a minute to think about that, and then we will continue with that next episode. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you're still enjoying this. I at least think it's quite fun. I can't complain about it at all. I love the challenge of figuring out what the next part is of our Megabase, and managing our power and watching not just to completely go or just out of power. Also a reference to out of mana. But oh well, that is just my geeky talking. So I'll end the episode here. Enough me rambling. I've been Dgray, and I'll see you next episode. Bye guys.